Dave, Reece, this has been a long time coming. We've known each other for, well, was it the first British or the second British Motor Show?
Year 3, this isn't
This is year 3, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I've always been a huge admirer of the work that you do. So I wanted to give you an opportunity to explain what it is that you do and how you can help, in fact, some of my viewers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we know and we've heard for a long time about skills gaps in the industry, not just ours, but in all trades. And one of the great pieces of advice my dad gave me was get a trade and you'll always have a job, which sort of held true. So again, if you're looking for a plumber or an electrician nowadays, difficult. So we set ourselves a target in 2019 to find out what was the problem. Why was automotive not engaged with young people? And it was sort of apparent when we started talking to STEM and to Youth Employment UK that there was no visibility in schools, colleges, universities, even communities about all the various job roles the industry has to offer. So I sat down with a group of friends and peers and basically said, look, we've got a problem. I'm more than happy to commit my time, at my age, to do this. I was on the Ford Body and Paint program at the time. I'd done it for 20 years, and I was more than happy to come away from that wonderful, secure job, for want of a better word, and put some time and effort in to see if we can fix this thing. The industry said we needed it. They sort of backed me and said, yeah, go ahead, which was great. So that's how it was born, really. And then Julie Ely, my co-founder, came on board, and we started to do some school events. I did one in South Wales. It was a STEM event. Never really heard of STEM before, in any great volume. And I saw 250 young people through the day, talked to them about cars. They were all engaged. Drove back home thinking, well, that wasn't too difficult, was it? So I went to my local STEM hub and said, what's the problem? And they said, we don't know who to talk to in automotive, generally. And then we did some research with the other 17 STEM hubs. Same message. Who do we talk to in automotive? Is it a local garage? Is it a dealer? When we ask, nobody comes, or when we ask, nobody can come. So we enrolled as STEM ambassadors, and literally the emails came flooding in. So that was like a real light bulb moment for us. From that conversation that says we can't engage with schools and colleges, here was Julie and myself getting hundreds and hundreds of invites, literally every week, to go to schools. So we put a call out to the industry and said, look, we want some ambassadors. Please come and join us. You've got to give a bit of time free. We'll organise everything for you. And we've now got 164 ambassadors that have signed up for us. Not enough, but a really, really good start. So that's how it all started. That's where it started, and we started that in 2019. We set up an organisation called Ready for Work, which is a community interest company, non-for-profit, and it's just rolled on from there. And then getting involved with the likes of the British Motor Show, which is a huge family event, gives us that
and you're really capitalising on the family aspect. Obviously, you're attracting youth, you're attracting young, but right down to even kids here.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's important for us. Maybe it's a ploy, but if we can keep the youngsters occupied, we can talk to mums and dads.
Yeah.
And the perception of our industry sits with mums and dads.
Yeah.
And it depends which generation you're with. So if you're a young parent, late 20s, early 30s, you probably haven't got the same perception of the industry if you're a parent that was 50 or 60, your children. So perceptions change. So we're here, really, we keep the youngsters occupied. We give the big ones something else to do. We've got a VR kit over there where they can weld and paint, but have a go on a race game, and we can talk to them about their careers and what's on offer. And we've done that now for 3 years.
Yes, that's right.
And we keep attracting the crowds. And we keep talking to people.
It's amazing what you do at this event. But you also, obviously you've got the artistic element, but you're creating these comic book covers and these characters. What's that all about?
Well, we soon realised that we're old generation. That's what we are. So we have to attract the youngsters in a way that they understand, something visual. So my son-in-law, he does comic book artistry, things like DC and Marvel, all that sort of stuff. style. So we got him to create our poster, which was, you know, Amazing Future, and do it in that style that youngsters will be attracted to. So when we launch our work experience program next year, we'll have some avatars that are more Transformer-like than actually, you know, than you know, sort of cartoony sort of stuff. So we have to attract youngsters in. They have to see the industry as, you know, an industry that's really attractive, something that's going to give them a wow factor. A bit like I was talking to one of our new supporters, a guy called up in Complete Diagnostics in Telford. He's looking for young people to do coding, not mechanics, not fixing cars, coding. And to do that, you need gamification, and you need that sort of artwork, and to actually draw them in and say, you know, this is not an old man's industry anymore. This is, you know, this is for us youngsters. So let's come and have a chat.
So that's amazing stuff. Now I know, because I follow you online, you're always at events, you're always doing stuff. How can people see you next after the British Motor Show, and how can they find out more about what you're doing?
This is our last family show of the year. It takes it out of me now. Other than that, we will be at an event called Automotive Professional Club Night of Nights. That's in Manchester in November. I'm taking a wee breather then. I'm going to go to Dubai for see my son until probably the middle of January.
Yeah. It's a good time to go to Dubai, that's for sure.
But it might be a bit later, because I might be going over to India as well.
Oh, nice.
We've got a little project on the go over there. But anybody can get hold of me. I think, you know, Instagram, anything, you know, LinkedIn. I've got my LinkedIn profile.
Just search for School of Thought.
School of Thought, www.schoolofthought.info.
And you mentioned India, so it's not just UK, you do international as well.
Oh yeah. I set up a meeting when I was in Dubai to see my son 2 years ago, and I'm very friendly with the head of the it's basically the Dubai government workshops out there. A good friend of mine. He originates from a small town in India, and he was saying, look, we've got kids out there that love automotive, and there's nothing for them to do. So I'd got an idea in my head about a thing called Saturday Club, and that was around giving youngsters a couple of hours every week just to come in and see how a set of brake works, to see how a shock absorber's fitted, or see how an exhaust's fitted. So we wrote the curriculum, we put it together. We've got a college in Tiptur, a little town in southern India. We've got 25 youngsters enrolled at the moment, just waiting. We've got another 75 behind that, and we've got a college all set up. All we're doing now is we're just raising the funding. It's costing us £5,000 for the tutors, and once we've got that in place, we're about £1,500 short. But once we've got that in place, then we will launch this sort of Saturday Club type venture in southern India to see just what sort of effect we can have. We've been approached by a technical college in India to say, if you know, we'll take those kids afterwards and put them through technical college if they're interested. You don't know what's going to grow until you plant the seed, do you?
Yeah.
And I think that's where we are.
Amazing. I'm always inspired and genuinely impressed by everything you do, Dave Reece. Great to work with you again on this motor show. Great to spend some time with you again, and hopefully I'll see you again next year.
Well, we're going to render some great plans for a really good education zone next year. We're going to pitch it up to Andy and say, look, Andy, we think it should be futuristic, it should give a wow factor, you know, with a career path and lots more people doing interactive stuff. So we won't stop as long as I've got a pulse, as long as I wake up every morning. We'll keep going. I'll keep following you. You know I do that, and so I know exactly what you're up to. But I think there's more people like us that promote it to girls, boys, to the Asian community. You know, there's opportunities for everybody in this industry, and we're not, you know, there's no reason why anybody shouldn't come into it. So the more interest we can get in the Asian and black communities, that's fine, because there's loads of jobs and we just want more people in. I know there's a big push for girls, but please, we shouldn't forget the other, you know, the ethnic groups and people like that. So that's where we are with it. We'll keep going, we'll keep pushing, we'll see you again. And again, if your viewers and your readers want to know more about me, www.schoolofthought.info or dave@readyforwork.uk.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Cheers, mate. Well done, and it's great to see you again this year.
Brown car guy.
Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please hit the like button and share this video as well if you can. And while you're at it, check out these guys who also sponsor my content. I am deeply grateful to them because it helps me to buy new equipment, put fuel in the cars, and yes, buy a cup of coffee. You can do the same. Just go here or right here on YouTube. Just hit these 3 little dots down here and click on thanks. Make sure you're signed in first. My content is free, but this is how you can help me keep it that way. I may even send you a gift. Oh, by the way, watch this next.